Okay. I know I haven't posted it in a while, but let me put session. Um no wait. Wrong one. Which one is it? Sesh. Uh, it looks so you just like it because it's honestly cleaner. Um I'm just gonna go Monday through Friday what I saw and why. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll see like it's the same strategy over and over again. But I added well this what do you call it? Week I added holding on holding longer until like the end of the day, even if my position is going negative, I'm in a lot smaller to see where it ends. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So if you remember right here, what do you do with London session? You look at the highs and lows before the merge. And if you don't know what the merge is, it's before the blue and the orange just meet. So right here, 6 to 9. I'm in California, so market opens at 6:30. Um, you mark it out. Boom. You have your London high right here. What happens? I usually wait to 6:30, which is around right here. So once it sweeps that London high, even if it's a tiny wick, now to me it's signaling sells or longs depending on which liquidity it swept. Um, this is a little short position. So once you get your market structure shift, and if you don't know what that is, I did mark it out in a different video, and you can go check that one out. So we have 6:30. We do end up getting into this position, and then it does keep on pulling a little bit farther before creating the actual reverse pull for London. I can't speak, it's been a while. But what I thought during this process is when it was taking me out, yes, I could have mitigated by like, so if I'm going to, why can't I think? So if I'm selling, I could just buy back myself for a small loss to get mitigated or a small win, whatever I did. But I thought, why not just hold longer? Because that's what a lot of brokers, bank people, they would want to do. So I held longer. And usually when this happens, I try and target low of day instead of session lows, which would have been London low at that point. And you could see this one worked out. It was a 1.28. I just don't. The bad thing is you don't know where your stop really is, and that's kind of all about trading. Um, but you could dollar cost average, but I know Apex has a rule you can only enter an extra contract once for it. So let's just say back to this. I entered again, I get stopped out initially. When's the next market structure shift? Let's just say I wait for 2 trades. It's right here. Boom, I enter. I get stopped out really quick, and but it goes back down. And then this creates another shift. And this one doesn't stop you out. So there's always going to be better entries, but that's why dollar cost averaging is sometimes good. Not all the time, but sometimes. All right. But on to Tuesday. Tuesday had same thing. You have London session high, but this one actually worked out a lot easier and faster. Sorry, I'm struggling. My mouse is dead, so I'm just using my touchpad. Um, so marking out London session highs and London session lows. What do you do once it sweeps one? It didn't sweep highs, it swept lows first. So what's your bias for the day? Should be to aim higher, at least to high of day or London highs, and depending if Tokyo or the Australian session are above that. So what do you wait for? You wait for a shift. Where do you get that shift? You get it right here. Um, get it right here, which I'll highlight the candle that breaks it. So, what do you target? Depending on what type of trader you are, if you want to scalp this, take it at high of day, London session. Usually my strategy is London session, unless, like the last day, you get stopped out. So this is 184 points. If you don't know how points work, I'll explain it really quick. 184 points has a dollar value. So there's a tick, which is 0.25 in MNQ, for example. So in every point, there's 0.25. So if a tick is on MNQ, let's just use that for an example, 50 cents. 50 cents times 0.25 four times. What is that? That's $2. So each point in this case is $2. So 184 times 2, what is that? That's 180, 360, I think. 180 times 2. Yeah, 360 and some change. So depending on how many contracts you have, you multiply that too. So this is a great trade. And the risk to reward is 1 to 4.26. The only problem is if you initially were waiting for a retest on the market structure shift, you don't get it. And if you're disciplined, you don't enter this or you enter on a gap. It, everybody's trading is a little bit different. I just like trying to get at the bottom after a sweep or at the top after a sweep. So I entered right here on this candle basically. We could do that. And still, risk to reward is 123.64. It's still really good. But yeah, that was that day. Um, okay. We have right here, Wednesday session. What do we target? At first, step one, before the merge, mark out London High and London Low. What did it take out? First, it took out London High. Okay. What do you do now in this case? So you wait for a market structure shift. This is a market structure shift in most cases. Did I enter on this one? I don't think I did actually, because I was asleep, I'll be completely honest. Um, I think I got lucky and I got the second entry after it swept this, so I just waited for another one. But let's just say you entered right here. With the new strat, you're gonna see why has its flaws. So you enter on the market structure shift and then you get stopped out. So now what are you gonna do? You're either one, gonna take your position, or leave it to dollar cost average when you get another shift. But let's just say your initial entries are at that, like that, you're risking until it reverses 90 points, and you don't know if it's going to stop there. So, what's the strat? You target low of day. This is low of day. So, you have a negative risk to reward, which is 0.5. I'm not saying that's good at all, but I'm trying to prove to people that yes, it does work. It's just your tolerance. And I'm not saying it works every single time. I'm saying it can work, and majority of the times it does. So what does it do? Let's just say I did this shit again. Bro. So you already know this is London session. So let's just say you average down and you bought in right here. You bought in at 20,183, and then you bought in again at 255. So 255 plus 183 divided by 2. That's to get like your average. 346. Am I tripping? 346. Okay. divided by 2. Why am I getting 146? So basically it's 220. So your average would be brought down all the way to right here, 220. And then boom, that turns it into a profitable trade now, which is now 1.55. It's not the best, but it is profitable and it's not a negative risk to reward. So you made 81 points on 2 contracts now. 81 times 2, because each point is $2. And then how many contracts? Times 2. That's $324. And if you want to take time, 6:30 to 10, you made around 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 3.5 hours, 324 divided by 3. You made 100 an hour. Not even most doctors make that, okay? I'm not saying this works all the time, okay? So let me add back the session so it's easier for you guys to see. Boom. Okay, now we're on Thursday. I took a loss right here. I was on the wrong side of the move because I woke up late again. I took a pretty hefty loss here. I did feel FOMO, I'm being honest with you guys. So right here, I'm marking out the entry first. I know this is pre-market before 6:30, but I want to show you guys a little bit different way so you guys can see it easier. Is London session high. So I created my order right here, and it needed to, well, sweep one of the two. The high of London session or the low? Where's the high of London? Right here. Did it sweep it? Yes. Did we get a market structure shift? Yes. If you were trading pre-market, you get a raise the entry, and then, but I don't trade until 6:30. I know you can trade at the start of 5, but I don't trade until 6:30. So right here at 6:30, you could have got a nice little entry. If you know how gaps work, just get this and this, the low of the first candle, and then the high of the third candle to create a gap, and they can't be crossing. So you enter right there. Let's just say you get the FOMO and you enter right there. What do you target? Well, one, you're not at low of day, so you could target London session low. Boom. Right there. It's a 1 to 2.66. 63 points. You're slowly making money. It's not as much as a stock exchange person, but you're slowly making money. And if you're feeling more greedy, I guess you could say, you could target the other sessions. So you have Tokyo session right here. Its low actually is like right there. So its low is right here. I'm looking over here on the left. And then you could target Australian session, which its low is right here. And if you did, you make a shit ton of money. 284 points. A 1 to 11.85. If you don't know what I'm saying when I say 1 to 11.85, it means in a share aspect, say you buy 1 share, that's $1 for MNQ. MNQ doesn't do shares, it's futures. You're risking that $1 share to make $11. Okay? That's really good. So now this covers you for around 9 to 10 different trades. Okay? So now let's do the math with the points though. Back on the points. 284 points if you held all the way down here. Times 2, because each point is $2. That's $568 for one MNQ contract. Some people are using NQ. Just add a 0 to the points, so instead of $2, it's $20. Add a 0, $5,680, which is one contract. And there is requirements like initial margin and day margin you need to know about before owning this, unless you're doing it with a prop firm. So yeah, that's Thursday. But I'll tell you my mistake. My mistake was I disregarded this because I woke up late and I bought in at here and it just kept falling and falling. And I was trying to do the new strategy. This is where the new strategy fails, in my opinion, and it did fail pretty bad. So let's just say you missed this, you entered, which was me. You just caught this move all the way down. And at some point, you're going to get scared and be like, okay, now I'm losing too much. And that's what happened to me. I got out. But the thing about good people in trading and mediocre is who can step away. If you can't step away and you're glued to this trying to make your money back, you I'm not saying it's impossible. You may put yourself in more drawdown compared to actually making more money. Yes, you could have entered 4 NQ contracts and made all your money back because you're only doing 1 MNQ, but that's very bad psychology. That means, like, think of it this way: like, say somebody makes fun of you and you let it get to you. Like, there's two options. You could just walk away, brush it off, be like, whatever. Or there's the other option. You could go, I don't know, hit them. What are the consequences if you don't know this person and they call the police and you hit them? They're a lot worse. So, what's the best thing to do? Almost every single life thing. Walk away. Give yourself a break. It's only temporary feelings. All right. So, let's remove this and let's go to Friday. All right. This is where it didn't do the strap, but just because of my market knowledge, I knew like liquidity stuff. So, right here, you can see London session barely doesn't get taken out. And I'm pretty sure that's 5:30 news. Yeah, 5:30 news. Usually I don't really do that anymore, but whatever 5:30 news becomes a London session. So it becomes this is a London low, basically it's London high. Whatever. And that's why it fell because it swept the high first and boom. But for me, I waited till the session on Friday. I still made money. It wasn't a great trade, but it still was a trade. So right here, what do you get? You get your sweep, and then you get your market structure shift. Boom. Right around here. Okay. And I'm putting my target right here really quick because I'm trying to prove to you that there's different aspects in trading, which is liquidity based. This isn't Hive Day New York session. Okay. It targeted the internal range liquidity again to go back to external. So this is internal, and then external would be right here. Okay. How did I find this? Usually you go up to a higher time frame and it makes it a lot easier. So if you entered right here, what are you targeting? Usually the next like swing. So your next swing would be the 20,286 level right here. Or sometimes the 15-minute is a lot better. And what happens? Barely doesn't touch it, and then it hits it, and that's where I got out. But let me bring my risk down. But you could see this is another negative risk to reward. What could you have done though? So you entered right here, 20,250. Then you get your next market structure shift right here. So when it retaps back into that, so 250 plus 236 is 560, 70, 80, 586. Okay. 586 divided by 2, what is that? 586 divided by 2. Boom, boom, boom. That's 293. Wait, why does it keep doing that? 586 times 0.5. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it's doing that on my calculator. But what I'm trying to say is you get your average down. So 250 plus 236, it's a 14-point difference. So take that 14 points. What's half of that? 7. So from 250, your average would go down to 243. Where's 243? Let's put it at 244. Okay? 243 right there. Okay? And what does this make? This makes you a positive risk to reward for dollar cost averaging. It's a 1.28. It's nothing crazy, but it's 42 points. Depending on how many contracts you are trading, it's good. So, yeah, I mean, that's the strat. I know I haven't been on Mr. Guru for a long time. But other than that, let's count up the win rate for this week at least. So we have win rate of 1. This is a win rate of 2, but for me, I personally took a loss. So right now, for me, I'm 1-1. But the strat is 2-1 or 2-0. Okay? For Wednesday. What happens here? The strat works. So it's 3-0. So strat's 3-0. I'm 2-1. What happens here on Tuesday? The strat works. If you got FOMO and entered off a candle close without a retest. So yeah, 4-0. I'm 3-1. And then Monday, what happened here? The strat works. What happened? 5-0 win rate, 100% win rate. And let me make it clear, this is not going to happen every single week. There's going to be a week where you might do 2 good trades and 3 bad trades with the strat. But those 2 trades might be super high in points, so it covers those 3, and you still end up making profit. You need to stick to the plan, okay? And I promise you, I'm not making promises actually. Not financial advisor, not me. And I can say you'll see a lot better outcomes. But other than that, I'm just gonna stop this, and then I'm gonna upload this, and then yeah.